Poke him. Okay, I'm just gonna watch this first attack and then I'll dig in. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna pause it right here. Let's talk a little bit about... Okay, now you're starting to do it. How this should work. So, actually, you know what? I'll just go hero by hero and talk about the roles. So, Mercy, easy. You pocket the shit out of your Pharah. Pharah, you spam the shit out of everything you can. Occasionally get picks. You want to harass the backline. You want to be annoying. You want to use your mobility to take angles that are safe. Like, you don't want to feed, but if you could be... I'm not saying, like, you could be right now, but if you were, say, behind this blue box spamming, you're safe. And you're spamming, and you're behind them. Because what your comp wants to do is surround people. So Zen, you want to get Discord on whoever is being shot at. Specifically, whoever your ball and tracer are diving, if you can. And just hold down M1. Like, you can charge or right-click as you're turning a corner. Or you can charge right-clicks if you need to peek somebody that might be able to kill you. But otherwise, if you are otherwise safe and you're not about to get one shot, it's constant pressure and damage. So just hold down M1 and spam constantly. Do as much damage as you can and never, ever, ever let up. Diva, you have to keep your Zen alive. That is your #1 job. And like, so far you seem to be doing it, so cool. You can leave your Zen when you know he's safe, and you're kind of the peel machine. You want to DM key cooldowns, you want to try to keep your Pharah alive, your Tracer alive, your Ball alive if you can. But start with your Zen and then move to where you need to be. Or even better, start on like a high ground above your Zen or somewhere near your Zen where you can just drop on them easily or jet to wherever you need to go. You two will probably spend time on the cart. Like, it's probably going to be you two pushing the cart. That doesn't mean that necessarily you have to stay there all the time. Ball. You are all about cycling your engages to keep the pressure up constantly. I noticed on your first gauge, you kind of hard engaged. You came in, you slammed, you did some stuff, then you got out. You don't necessarily want to be doing that, especially not at the beginning when they all have all of their cooldowns. And like everyone is full health, they're all ready. So early on in the fight, you want to be looking for anyone that is out of position or anyone that is kind of near the edges that you can bounce out of position. And you're not committing. You grapple, you swing in, you bump them, and you swing right back on out without even disconnecting your grapple. Later on in the fight, when they're softened up a bit, then you can roll through all of them, get that big shield health, and then once you have your shields, you can roll through again and slam, maybe go for picks, etc. And you need to be telling your tracer what sort of dive you're intending, if it's a soft dive or a hard dive. Most of them should be soft. Tracer, you're doing the same thing. You are being annoying as shit on their backline or whatever angle, and you're just poking people out of position or who are near the edges until the team is softened up, and then you're following your ball. Ball is going to say, I'm going to hard engage on the Ana, whatever. He comes over here, he slams the Ana. While she's up in the air, you blink in and one clipper. It's super fucking easy. And if he gets the, like, sort of like scoop slam where he bops her and then slams into her, that's a max 150 damage, potentially. So, like, it's real easy to one clip. And that's how the two of you just erase people. If they have Discord on, that's even better. They go even faster. But even if they don't, the two of you should be able to pick off any squishy by yourselves. And any contribution you get from everyone else just makes your life even easier. And that's kind of what you're doing. You want to... Everyone is surrounding and poking, taking angles, punishing anyone out of position, until you feel like they are softened up enough that you can easily win the fight. And then you hard engage and you kill them. You're going to want to look for triggers like, you got a pick. They used some key cooldown like lamp. Ults are going off, etc. You don't want to just do the hard engage as your opening move. Cool. I talked way too much. I'm going to play some more. Pushing the cart. See, that's why you don't want to go in early. You did get out here because they just didn't have the focus fire to take you down, but better teams would erase you. So like that's one of those things that you're not getting punished for it right now. Well, that time you did. But as you climb, you'll get punished for it more and more and more. Pharah, I love the poke. I love the positioning around the blue box. This is really good positioning to take. D.Va, you should be coming up here and taking this and holding this. This is kind of your forward position, because that allows your Pharah to then wrap over here and poke from this angle. Well, maybe not now that the soldier's there, but you get the idea. It allows your Pharah to take other angles, but holding this blue box is just super strong whatever comp you're running, attack or defense. Okay. Alright. I'm going to watch that again. I think your ball had a nice little play there, but I want to see it to make sure. F9. Cool. Hiding, setting up. Okay. Yeah, and now this D.Va's screwed. Okay. That was good. Do not get me wrong, that was good. But here's how you make it better. First off, you don't want to slam, then use your ultimate. You want to use your ultimate and then slam, because those mines have a deployment time. And the slam removes air control from the enemies. They can't move while they're in the air. And it also kind of sucks them in towards you. So they get sucked into the middle of the minefield and they can't get away before the mines activate. That's how you get kills with minefield super easy. Especially when they're clumped up like this. Cutting them off with this is a huge play. That's kind of what you want to do with minefield, is cut them in half. So that was great. Swinging through the boop with it, good. And then the Zarya was trapped. You killed her. Now this Ana is screwed. All of that was good. Really, it's just the hit your mines, then slam. Okay. You're hiding from that. That's good. Yeah, that was a bad high noon. Nobody peeked it. Good job. Okay. Alright, good. Okay. Yeah, you are spending too much time on the cart. I know that you're like the main tank of this, so you feel like it's your job to be out in front dealing with their front line, but it's really not. That's kind of not how this comp works. You guys don't really have a traditional front line, and you should just pretend like you don't, and don't even worry about it. Like, you're not fighting their front line, you're fighting everyone but their front line because you can get around them. And then you save their front line for last, and then you kill the front line.
60 seconds remaining.
Like, don't get me wrong, if you see the Zarya caught out or the Sig's 1 HP or whatever, you get the kill, but they're not your primary focus. Good Valk. Valk is a great counter to Sig ult, actually. It's about the only ultimate you can counter with Volk. I'm less into the bomb engage. Bomb is just too good for getting your mech back when you lose mech. So unless you are very convinced that you are going to get more value than an entire bonus life, don't use it to engage. And if you are using it to get kills rather than to get your suit back, you'll have better luck in the middle of the fight. shields will be broken or breaking, resources will be down, everyone's scattered in weird places, people, like their attention split, they have trouble looking for where the bomb is. At the beginning, when they're all just waiting for you guys to fight and you shoot the bomb, they go, oh, hey, there's a bomb, and they hide from it. And like, so it didn't even really give you guys space to push in either, which is another reason to use a bomb, is to just clear an area out. Don't worry, my coach was chewing me out on that literally yesterday, the exact same thing. Good job, D.Va.
10 seconds.
Cannot be stopped.
Area denied.
I'm gonna watch the last 20 seconds of the D.Va, because D.Va, you were playing so well after that bomb and like so patient, and then you just kind of inted and died. So let's see what you saw. After that, it's good. You see the Zarya out of position, and you immediately go Punisher. Love it. That was great. I see what you saw, but you can't chase kills like that. That's not your job. Ideally, you're still hiding behind this cart pushing it, because you have mobility, you have DM, you're a fucking tank. Like, you can live here, especially if you're hiding behind the cart and just using it as cover and pushing it. If you get that Sigma low, well, there's your ball right there. Your Tracer, in theory, should already be set up out here, or like back here, or set up over here. You know, somewhere around the balls there. So you yell out Sigma low, and Tracer blinks in as ball's swinging in, and one or both of them erases that Sig before the nano goes off even. And I mean, he's still half health. Like, you killed an Ana, then you killed a Sig, or Ana Kree Sig, however you want to do it. But yeah, your job is not to chase kills. Ball and Tracer's job is to chase kills. They have a much easier time getting back out alive, and an easier time succeeding with the kill, to be honest. Well, Tracer does. Okay. Boom.
Area denied.
I like the minefield, cutting off the right side. I don't like the trance. I don't really see why you guys needed it. You were all full health. I mean, I get that it's last fight and use it or lose it, but they have Valk, and more importantly, they have Visor, and they have Grav. And your trance can counter that Visor and counter that Grav, or counter even the extra damage from Mercy Valk. I'm less worried about that one. But like Grav or Visor could end your team right now and end this push. And Trance can save it. And you just didn't need it at all right now, really.
All systems checked out. But
Good kills, though. Yeah.
The payload has reached.
That was good. I would recommend watching the end of that fight again and see how you guys ended up surrounding them, and then they just collapsed. And that's when you suddenly want to fight fairly easily. Was when you were able to get around them and force them to take bad positioning.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
Yep.
Justice reigns from above.
Let me see that barrage real quick. But okay, good. So now it's D.Va and Ball back on cart. Or I mean, D.Va and Zen back on cart. That's the two that should be. Ball, I get resetting back to the cart and then going off again. You should be resetting somewhere safe and then planning your next dive and going in. Like, you want to go in and out, in and out. And a lot of people forget the back out. You're not forgetting that part, so that's good. But there are better places for your back out than on the cart. Especially since it's just your Zen there. Like, if it was an Ana or a BAP that could heal you up quickly, I would get it. But instead, you're going to want to be resetting to high grounds with good visibility. So, like, I would reset to the top of this ship this ship on this point, whoever controls this ship just wins this point, basically for free. It's so powerful. So I would reset up here every time. And then you can look and you go, oh shit, there's a fat slam, or whatever you want to do. You can make your plan from here. Just because, like, the cart, when it's back there, just doesn't have very good visibility. Like, it's not helping you any, it's just somewhere else that's safe. And there are other places that are somewhere else and safe that do give you at least some small advantage. Cool, that was good. Yeah, oh, right, I was going to watch that barrage. I haven't watched far at all yet. Cool. But yeah, I should watch your tracer and see what your tracer's up to, but I feel like, you know, just from what I've seen, you won this point because of your pharmacy. Not because, like, they can't handle the pharmacy, blah, 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 or anything like that, but just because your pharmacy gave you control of the ship. You have the highest high ground, covering all of this point. Your Pharah can just basically do whatever she wants. And that would be true of anyone else that was up here. Okay. See, look at these great angles. You're so safe. You can do so much. So, on the one hand, clearly your barrage worked. You got 2 great picks, and you lived. I'm just surprised you lived. I don't see how that Ana didn't sleep you or murder you. You don't want them to see you coming when you barrage if you can at all avoid it. Trying to think of where you could have gone. I think I would have... I probably wouldn't have barraged that, but if the Ana wasn't there, let's just assume that she had already dropped or whatever, I would drop behind them like this and barrage. They all die. Yeah. The only way you get kills with barrage at higher elos is complete surprise while being so close to them they evaporate before they can 180 and shoot you. Once you get to like diamond and up, their aim is good. It doesn't matter that you have a mercy pocket. They'll shoot your mercy out of the sky and you if you're not good. And like, you're playing safe, don't get me wrong, but you can apply that same stuff to your barrages and they will work at higher elos than the one you're in right now. It's always so weird, isn't it, when, like, yes, the thing you did worked great, but it was still kind of a bad play because it shouldn't have worked, if that makes sense. Nice. Good job, Tracer. Okay. So yeah, your movement on Tracer is really good. Straight up. And like, no complaints there. Your tracking needs a little bit of work, but it's really not that bad. The big thing is your targets see you coming. At least from this like little bit that I was watching from your perspective, your targets basically always see you coming, and you really don't want that as Tracer, because you're 150 HP. You can get like right-click meleeed by the soldier. I mean, basically all of these guys can erase you. Any hero in the game can erase you. And the reason they're not is because your movement is so good. But imagine having all of those, all the advantages of your good movement, and also they don't see you coming half the time or most of the time. You're never going to die. You're going to get so much done. And the other part about maximizing uptime is you need to have a whole variety of playstyles on Tracer for a whole bunch of different situations. Um, but as a general rule of thumb, when you have recall up, you can be more aggressive. And when recall is down, you need to be less, usually need to be less aggressive. If it's a desperation situation or like you're just cleaning up kills after a fight or whatever, then obviously who cares? Like there's exceptions. But for the most part, you want to play safer until you get your recall back and then you go aggro again. Watch a little bit more. I just want to see that pulse. One other thing I never see is melees. Like shoot melee, shoot melee. Since Tracer just has blink and recall, and those are our only abilities. Like I bound E to quick melee because I can just jam on it really quick, or you can bind like a mouse button or however you want to do it. But have quick melee just super easily accessible, so you can be hitting it all the time. That'll make your one clips go off a lot more often when you get that like melee at the end. But it's also just free extra damage every time you're close enough to somebody. Cool. And let's pop out. And watch this last push here.
Justice reigns from above.
Yeah, so like that was just so far away that it was unlikely to kill anyone. And puts you at a big risk. The minefield is fine. The Zenalt was still too early. And I don't agree with the bomb engage there either, especially when you're down both your supports. This push is over. You guys need to get out. All you're doing now is staggering because you can't possibly win this fight. Yeah.
60 seconds.
Again, exceptions to every rule, but as like a guideline, if you are up 2 or down 2, no more ults. Up 2, you've won the fight already. Down 2, you've lost the fight already. If you're down 2 and you've lost the fight already, you need to die immediately or get out immediately.
Universum singt for me!
30 seconds.
And see, Diva, if you had your mech, you just get your suit back right there. Or if you had your ult.
Hostiles eliminated.
Team
Nice. Alright. And then good cleanup at the end.
round 1 complete.
Cool. Yeah. You guys as individuals are really not bad. I think the biggest
Three.
problem
Switching
is
sides.
understanding how this comp wants to play, because it's
Ready for
super
battle.
different from the like Rein Zarya brawl style or double shield and kind of styles that most players are used to. Oh, right. Scrim mode. Fine,
Ready
okay.
for battle.
There we go. Yeah. I find this comp really fun to play because it's this interesting combination of individual plays and coordination, in that all of you are kind of individuals, but you have specific jobs in relation to each other. Tracer, you know, you're off doing whatever the hell you want to do, getting as much done as you can, until Ball's going on a hard dive, and then you are synced. Tracer's job. Tracer syncs up with Ball. That makes it easier. You blink in on whoever the Ball's target is. Ball, you got to call your targets. Not just slamming, but like say the name of who, slamming Ana, whatever. saying where they are on a back left server. Shit like that is even better. So Tracer, you need to be playing, whatever you're doing, you need to be playing somewhere where you can get to where your ball is, even though you're acting separately. Pharmacy, you're like your own thing up in the sky, but if you're coordinating with ball slams too, that's free kills. If you're coordinating with the Zen discords that your Zen should be calling, that's super easy kills. Double damage boost, you shred. And Diva, you are this team's peel machine. That is your primary job, is to keep everyone else alive, however you can. So like, Zen first, but then anyone else that you gotta protect, you go protect, so long as it doesn't cost you your Zen. And so you're kind of like paying attention almost more to your own team than the enemy team. Like, you gotta know where the enemy is, obviously, but you're really watching your own team, and you're coordinating with them, and they're versus them coordinating with you, if that makes sense. So you all have really good individual play styles, and just add that layer onto it, where the Tracer is thinking about what your ball is doing. Ball is thinking about where those discords are. Zarya is looking, or not Zarya, sorry, Diva is looking around and thinking about who is going to need help next, etc. Yeah, alright, that's enough talking. Let's watch more. Oh, I thought it was starting. Well, it says teams are ready. Oh, there we go.
Time to raise my DPS.
Oh wait, right, that's their Zen that died. I was wondering how your Zen died right next to you, but got confused by the colors.
Get through this.
Sorry, I should have talked about this first. A lot of teams like to hold here. This is a bad place to hold. Where you want to hold is here and here. In kind of similar reasons to why that ship, whoever controls the ship in second point wins second point. Whoever controls this blue box usually wins first point. And since you're defending, you can start out holding it. If you absolutely have to give it up, then I guess you give it up, but you're putting yourself in a bad position to give it up, so you need to, like, find value somewhere else. You need to win the fight another way. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Hold the highest high ground. Highest high ground, always better. You're up here. People like to flank through there. They don't see this. They see nothing. You're up here shooting them in the head. You can always drop wherever you need to drop if you gotta. But you all have mobility. Well, except Zen. And you can be hanging up there. And Zen, you can make this jump. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It has to be almost pixel perfect when you jump, but you can do it. Yeah. I mean, for any comp, highest high ground is always kind of what you want, but especially for a dive comp like this, starting out on the high grounds means you don't have to waste cooldowns getting to the high grounds. And to get to the low grounds, all you have to do is drop on whoever you want to kill. Nice, Tracer. Good job. Now you got to get the fuck out, though. Oh, wait, ball's in. Good job. See, that was really good, ball. Tracer, you stayed in a little too long, IMO, but then ball came to help, and then the two of you stayed in and just won this fight. The two of you working together is super powerful. That was really good. Tracer, the way you make this better is you get the fuck out, and then when ball swings in, you go right back in. There's this idea of ebb and flow that I kind of like started talking about at the beginning, where it's not about pressing W at the right time and then staying in. like, and winning the fight. It's about pressing S at the right time too. And you go in, you come out. You go in, you come out, and you just cycle over and over again. And then you don't have to have every single dive work, because you're diving like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Eventually, one of them is going to work. You're going to kill things. And the better you get and the more coordinated you get, the more often they'll work, and then you'll just start rolling teams. Nice. D.Va, you're doing great, buddy. Your bombs need work, but the rest of it is really strong. Then I haven't really watched you at all because, honestly, you seem to be doing just fine. Honestly, your job is kind of simple. So long as you're discording whoever is being dove, and outputting as much damage as you can. Let me just watch you a little bit. So, like, here is great because you have this great sight line that you're already aiming down. And if they try to take blue box, you can kind of spam them out. You have a good corner. Great position. I would... Obviously, you need to orb your Mercy there. That was a good orb. But I would be looking to leave your Harmony orb on top of your Tracer as often as possible. Just because she's so low health, it'll let her stay in fights longer.
60 seconds remaining.
Honestly, you're holding left click like a boss. My biggest complaint with Zens is a lot of them just right click only. So right click is your pick potential. Like, you can accidentally erase somebody sometimes, and that's a huge play. But it's not your only thing, and just having more and constant damage like this is better. You do like twice as much damage overall because you're not losing all that time charging it up.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Nearly over. Keep up our defense.
Oh no. And would that bomb work?
10 seconds.
Okay.
They're almost out of time. Hold on and we win.
Heroes never die.
Cool.
Victory
Alright, I'm just gonna give some last notes real quick
remaining.
for like everyone. Alright, D.Va, in addition to all the things we talked about, the other thing that I forgot to mention is you should be watching for your Pharah's barrage, or you're on a team. Pharah, call your barrage. D.Va, DM your Pharah while she barrages, and then she lives through it. Yeah. Zen, you're doing great. Your ults need a little bit of work. Sorry, I wasn't really watching your Discords, but just like Discord whoever is being dove, and you're good. Ball, I mean, everything that we talked about. Mercy, I didn't even look at you. You're hard pocketing your Pharah. It's kind of your job. You did it. Your movement seemed fine to me. You play around cover. One thing that you can do if you're not already is your eyes in the sky. You're the scout for the team. So be looking 360 degrees around you at all times and try to catch enemy flanks early so you can call them out for your team. Eyes in the sky. Do it as much as you can, because otherwise your job is kind of super easy. Tracer, you're doing great. You just stay in a little bit too long. You're not getting punished for it very often, which is why you're doing it. But you absolutely will as you climb. So, like, I would just start building the habit of, like, that ebb and flow feel now. And, yeah, Pharah, you surprise people with your barrages. But otherwise, you're playing solid. I was actually really impressed by, like, a 2500 team. You guys did really good.